Well, King Dollar is back. That's very important. And there may not be another tax hike in my lifetime. Think about that. Here to talk about it, Steve Moore, FreedomWorks chief economist, Committee to Unleash Prosperity, author of Govzilla. All right, Stephen, so you're reporting the return of King Dollar in your Committee to Unleash Prosperity. We talked about it on the conference call this morning.
Yeah.
I want you to look at the chart we have, the CRB futures. By the way, I sent you the link to that. I hope you take a look at it. It's a terrific thing they run every day. So the drop in commodities from about 350 down to 300 really is coincident. It reflects the improvement in the dollar's value, King Dollar. I know King Dollar is doing well against the euro, which is collapsing, and the Japanese yen and the British pound, but those are just weak currencies, inflation, recession, whatever. But against commodities, it looks like the dollar's doing better, which might bode a little better for the outlook for inflation. Yes? No?
Yeah, I agree with that. And by the way, I stole that term from you, Larry. I think you're the one who invented the term King Dollar. And we haven't seen it for a while, but it is back. And you look at the, I don't know, 15 or 20% appreciation of the dollar relative to some of these other currencies. That's a big deal. Now, I talked to our friend Art Laffer about this, and he said, well, that's just evidence that we're the tallest midget in the group, that all these other countries are moving in the wrong direction. And we've been moving in the wrong direction, but I do think we're going to see some alleviation of the inflation problem over the course of the next 6 months. That CRB index, the commodities index, is an indication that we are going to see some relief. That has to happen. But it is also, unfortunately, Larry, a sign of a little bit of a weakening in the economy when you see inflation coming down, because demand is falling. So it's not a pretty picture. You saw what happened with the little increase in unemployment benefits just this week. So I think we're going to see inflation come down a little bit, but unfortunately, I think we're going to see unemployment come up and the economy soften because of these Biden policies.
I mean, if you go back, if we put that CRB commodity index chart back up on the screen, there has been a 15 or 20% improvement, and it's a good way to measure the dollar. It's really, against real assets, hard assets. But there's a long ways to go. The index is around 300 now. It was around 200 not so long ago, and actually in 2020 was even below that. So I would say we'll give it 1.5 cheers right now, 1.5, and we'll see if the Fed, continues there. They've grown hair on their chest. But the other thing is, I just wanted to raise this with you. Because of Joe Manchin, who at the end of the day did not break my heart, there won't be a tax hike, right? There won't be a tax hike this summer, for example. So I'm going to presume the Republicans carry the House at a minimum. They take the Senate, that'd be fine, although some of these senators are driving me crazy. But the fact is, that rolls into 24, take the White House. I mean, we may not have a tax hike in a long time, which has to, I don't know, something's got to be good there.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too, because, this mini stock market rally we've been seeing for, the last week or 10 days, I think you can almost trace that to when Joe Manchin said no new taxes, right? I mean, I may be wrong about that, but I think it was almost exactly that moment when he said no corporate tax increases, no, millionaire surtaxes, and so on. So I'm with you on that. Larry, I want to just applaud you. I hope you spend the next, week really continuing to attack this awful, what they call the China bill. That was a great interview you did with Senator Cotton. This bill is abysmal. It shows Republicans are not serious about getting spending under control. It's all this corporate welfare to Intel and all these other companies. And I'm disgusted that there were, 14 or 16 Senate Republicans who voted for a bill that was basically written by Chucky Schumer to pass out, what's the old saying, that this has more pork than a Jimmy Dean sausage. And that's not what Republicans should stand for. It's bad economics and it's bad politics.
I mean, you're so right. Look, you're either for spending or against spending. You're either you either want to conquer inflation or you're not going to conquer inflation. The GOP has the high ground in this, but they may be, giving it back. That's what there's $250 billion. I mean, I get that, Senator Cotton is worried about national security. He's worried about, Taiwan semiconductor and so forth, and China invading Taiwan. That's important. But 250, and Steve, this thing has so much potential for endless cylinders and endless pork barrel and endless social justice and equality and all the rest of it. It has nothing to do with national security.
So I have an idea for you, Larry. What if we propose taking that $250 billion and providing unlimited expensing for every business purchase, and then cutting the corporate tax rate and small business tax rate, and say, this is pro-business, this is pro-jobs, this is the way, the free enterprise system is the way to defeat China and to outcompete them, not with all this government spending. And by the way, I don't want these politicians making investment decisions. I'm sorry. They're not very good at that. And you mentioned Solyndra. It's a good example.
I know. It's an endless Solyndra. I mean, there's so much room for some serious pork barrel spending by Democrats and Republicans. So I couldn't agree more.
Don't forget about Nancy Pelosi. How about Pelosi investing in some of these companies that are going to get all this money? I mean, that smells pretty bad to me.
Yeah, in the video. Well, I'm going to leave that for another day. Okay. Look, I want to say this. Pelosi has done one good thing. She's going to Taiwan to show some solidarity. I mean, the Wall Street Journal editorialized in favor of it. I know you have to blink twice, but yes, they're in favor of a Pelosi action. And by the way, I know she's on the right track because the Biden administration is trying to stop her. So she's doing one little thing good. Maybe it's not so small. But look, you're right. We want to keep King Dollar, and we should take this money from this stupid, goofy bill and have permanent expensing, extend the Trump tax cuts, and so forth and so on. And, deregulate and let's freeze domestic spending. I mean, those are things that would get this thing going again. Reagan. I had Art Laffer on last night. Tax cuts and tight money. We're getting some tight money, some. We should go for tax cuts. Why not? Yeah. Go on the offense. Give you the last word.
The senators we have to turn on this are Senator Cornyn. We've got Senator Rounds from South Dakota. I'd like to see the Ohio senator, change his vote. If we can get 6 senators to change their vote, we can take this awful $250 billion spending bill off the table.
Senator
we can
Haggerty.
Do this, Larry.
Senator Haggerty. Bill Haggerty. He's a good man.
You were tough on him yesterday, and I love that.
No, I mean,
I love that.
He's a good.
And I like Haggerty. He's a good man. But he's wrong on this bill.
He's a good man. He transgressed. But you and I believe in redemption and forgiveness, right? I mean, he could really forgive it by making a much better vote the next time around. Steve Moore, thanks for coming on, buddy. Talk soon.